Every Easter, we take time out of our busy days as followers of Jesus Christ to celebrate the fact that Jesus died on a cross, went down into a tomb, and was raised 3 days later. This is the beautiful fact of the resurrection, which teaches us that because Jesus rose from death, if we believe in him, then we also will rise up from the grave. However, the story of the resurrection didn't begin in the Gospels. As a matter of fact, even before God brought his creation into being and clicked on the heavenly stopwatch to begin the countdown on history, the resurrection was planned. Long before God planted man in the garden, long before he blessed him with a helpmeet called Eve, the resurrection was planned. You see, God created mankind as the very pinnacle of all of creation. Onto the blank canvas of nothingness, God painted the heavenly lights, the deep blues of the oceans and the seas. He painted the green grass and the brown trees. He painted every morning dawn and every evening sunset. He painted the textures of wings for birds, scales for fish, hooves for animals, and finally, when it was all said and done, he painted sinless man onto the canvas of history. And so both the man and his helpmeet, better known as Adam and Eve, thrived in the garden and gloried in constant communion with God. God blessed them and gave them everything from food to eat, air to breathe, and water to drink. But because God wanted them to love and obey him without being forced, he also gave them and us free will. And so in the midst of the Edenic paradise, one day along came Satan, the corrupted and fallen angel, to corrupt mankind and cause us to fall from grace. But don't think for a moment that God was surprised. He knew the choices that Adam and Eve would make, and so thousands of years later, God sent his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to ride into Jerusalem on the way to the cross on Calvary Hill. The Messiah had come. Jesus Christ, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Jesus Christ, the perfect sinless man. Man enough to die on a cross as a sacrifice so that our sins would be forgiven. Jesus Christ, God enough to rise again as the conqueror of death, hell, and the grave. He is risen with all power in his hands. He is risen. He is risen.